What is up, Chrono Clashers? Chris here with Chrono Clash Central, and it's another deck profile. We're back here with another deck profile, and this one's red-blue for Godzilla. This is a really funny deck that, as much as I don't really enjoy Godzilla that much, because I think Sneak Attack makes the games too short. Let me know your opinion in the comments on that. But this deck is just really funny and kind of only exists in the Godzilla. You can only really do this in Godzilla, so let's get into it. So we've got a few two cost cards. We've got Mothra's Theme. We've got Crystal Zone. These are our offensive action cards. It's a lot of action cards, which is kind of odd, because you typically want a lot of monster cards so that you can, or battlers, so that you can have like a nice defense. But it kind of works out. Plus, these are going to be really important. I'll explain the main strategy at the end of the deck profile. And then we've got two Mecha King Ghidorah, so just removal. The ability is really nice because you can shut down. You can kill cards that have, two Guardian attacks, or you can kind of really severely cripple people that are trying to play multiple cards. So, pretty good. Then we've got some 3-drops. We got some Star Falcon, and we've got some Destroya. So Destroya is really important because it's one of the few cards in Godzilla that stops attacks. So he just chooses a battler and it can't attack anymore at all. So it's really important because you can stop Guardian plus attacks, and you can also just say, okay, well, this attack went through, I'm going to stop your next one, and that's really rare in Godzilla. So this deck, which is kind of all in aggressive, really needs this as the defense. And then Star Falcon is just a 2-cost sneak attack, and that 1 strength would be surprisingly more relevant than you guys would think. So Star Falcon's really important for closing out those games. You can, with the 2 sneak attack and the way that Godzilla works, where you just give your opponent so much time, you can really abuse it and get multiple sneak attacks in a turn, and just get games out of nowhere. It's kind of crazy. So 4 costs is there's quite a bit of these. We're gonna move them around a bit. All right, so at the bottom are kill cards, right? So this is kind of the same thing I talked about with the King Ghidorah head. Minus strength abilities on the Guardian, so those are pretty good. Just to help keep things in check in case you need to. Mazer Tank acts as this continuous -4 strength. It just insane removal. Your opponent can't play a weenie strategy where they try to build up a board. Not that really happens in Godzilla, but it does happen in Naruto. So this can totally keep it in check. And then Infinite Heat Ray gives you an EX and also hopefully kills something while you're at it with -4 strength. Blech. And then we've got our sneak attacks, just to help close out games. The cheap sneak attacks in red, so good. Garuda is actually insane. This is probably my vote for the best card in the whole Godzilla set, because not only is it sneak attack, it has Legion, which means you're going to get the card back. It gives something -3 strengths, which either straight up kills something, or you can swing into this as essentially a 6 strength. And then the same goes on the Guardian stack. If something attacks you for 6, you can -3 it, and then battle it for 3. It is actually insane how much you get out of Garuda. And then Gargoyle, he's just kind of there because he's sneak attack and Legion. And sometimes the plus time on the Guardian is nice. So, yeah. Gargoyle, you're falling behind. And we got some 5 costs. Not too many. We just got Super X, is actually also really strong, because there's been plenty of times where I've had an opponent just play something huge, and then I just throw my Super X into it, just to get the -5 strength, and then give it minus again with Garuda. If you have enough time, you can just sacrifice him, then play down the Garuda in the next turn, -8 strength, pretty much kills anything in Godzilla. And then Oxygen Destroyer is just kind of another thing there to be in the Guardian stack, hopefully, and just pop your opponent's battlers. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory, I think. Let me know if you have any questions. And then 6 costs. Okay, so here's where the strategy of the deck starts to sneak through, which is in the 2 Godzillas, Godzilla and Mechagodzilla. And then Megaguirus is the last sneak attack in the deck. Just 8 swings for 8 strength, 2 Guardian attacks. It really puts on the pressure your opponent, brings them down to a very scary life total. And then the Godzilla and the Mechagodzilla act there as toughness threats. You can play the first turn, and then can just set up your board, because I find that you don't want to sneak attack the first turn because then it's just dead and you don't get any like pressure the second turn. You're better off playing something that's going to have like +1 guardian attack and can hit 2 guardians the next turn. So your opponent doesn't see as many cards and blah 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 blah. But that kind of idea. But basically, you kind of want to play these as kind of like a mid-ranged threat where like you're not giving the opponent too much time, but like they still apply a lot of pressure the next turn, especially if your opponent doesn't have sentinels, which some decks don't, like this one. But here's where it gets funny, you guys. This is my favorite part of the deck. The 9 costs. Well, okay, there's 1 8 cost, but the 9 costs. Okay, so the best card, absolute best card here is Kiryu, because it's 9 cost, 9 strength, absolute monster. It's got so all these cards, the key here is they've all got +2 guardian attacks, but Kiryu is the best because it has toughness, which means it's like always going to hit those 3 because there's pretty much nothing that can stop it. And I'll guarantee that most decks are not playing 9+ strength cost cards, so they're going to have to hope that they hit minus strength cards in their guardian stack and then hit battlers just to like start taking you out. And so basically the game plan of this deck is draw one of these guys, slap it down the first turn. There's pretty much nothing your opponent can do to stop you with these. So here's why this deck works. This deck works because in the Guardian stack, there's nothing that can return to hand like there was in Naruto. So you basically have to brute force your way over these guys. They don't die to Godzilla Repel mission, so your opponent has to flip Godzilla Repel mission and then flip a battle or something. And then in the case of Kiryu, then it will still live. So you play one of these guys, you can swing for 3 damage with 1 single attack, and then that makes it so easy once you do that 3 damage to just kill them with sneak attacks after that, which is why you saw all the sneak attacks beforehand. But yeah, it works because you basically have no fear of attacking the Guardian stack because they're just so beefy. And then Kiryu is also amazing because it gives allegiance to your other guys. So if you have him out, you sneak attack, and then it dies, you get a draw a card basically. So that's kind of insane. But yeah, so that's basically the funny part. You're like, Chris, this doesn't make any sense. Like, how are you gonna spend? Like, how can you afford to spend 9 and then still be living the next turn? To tell the tale. Well, usually you play it on the first turn, so you still have 5, and it's basically impossible to kill you from 5 in Godzilla, even with sneak attack. And then if they're like, oh well, I can't afford to go offensive because you have this big beefy guy, I'm going to play Sentinels. These guys hit over all the Sentinels in the game. There's nothing stopping them. You just kill their Sentinel and then the same setup the next turn, but you probably played another monster on the field, another battler, and they're kind of even in a worse spot. So that's how this deck works. I don't know if it would work that well in the Naruto, if you played against Naruto, but we're going to find out. So stay tuned for that. And then this is kind of where Mothra comes back. Mothra's theme and Crystal Zone come back. Because what you can do now is once you've played one of these guys, like I mentioned in Godzilla, there's not really much in terms of time control. So your opponent's going to give you like at least 2 time most likely. It's really hard to give your opponent only 1 time back. Although it's a little bit easier if you have 9 time to work with, but still. It makes it really easy to have one of these on the field and also have the time to do either Crystal Zone or Mothra's theme. So what you can do is you just, like, okay, well, I know that basically nothing can stop these guys, so I'll play Mothra's theme on it. So now it's 4, it does 4 Guardian attacks, and then you're like, boom, 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 your 4 Guardian attacks are dead, I'll sneak attack you once, and now you're 1 sneak attack away from winning, which you either have enough time for, or, like, they're forced in a position to kill you the next turn. So that's pretty insane if you ask me. And then the same thing with Crystal Zone. You just swing, then you play Crystal Zone, you swing again. I think Crystal Zone's a little bit better because with Mothra's theme, you typically only get them down to 1, and then you need 2 sneak attacks to close it out. But with Crystal Zone, you not only if they have 5 Guardians, you can hit all their Guardians away and then just sneak attack them for game. But if they played a Sentinel, you can swing at the Sentinel, kill it, Crystal Zone them, and then take 3 life off of them anyway. And then maybe play like a double striking or a +1 Guardian sneak attack, and then they're 0, and then they're in a big doo-doo. Okay, so I think this deck is really funny. If you guys are playing Godzilla only, definitely try it out. Again, no comment on how it works in Naruto. It's a blast to play with Godzilla because there's nothing you have no fear. You just play your big boy, swing away. So I think it's a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys have tried this, and or if you guys will try it. Let me know how it goes. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to do the sneak attacks, or the EX cards in this deck, because like I never use them. So the red ones, we got Gotengo, we got Burning Godzilla. Burning Godzilla is probably the most useful one because it has sneak attack. There's only like one card in the deck that can give you EX cards, so you're pretty much not going to use these. Gotengo can give things fast, which is awesome if you ever get it on. But like you've still got things that kind of work with the strategy, like Gigan. If you could get Gigan out, somehow EX summon him while you've got a big boy out, you could restand it. Orga is just going to give you some extra beats. Godzilla can function as a huge beater, okay? He can function as a huge beater if you, like, this kind of works actually if you have like an EX card and you swing with your big guys, you could summon Godzilla 2000 over it, and then go in again. And then we got Space Godzilla as well. So it's just kind of like a beefy guy. These guys are probably the most useful because you can get them off of your 6 cost. So you could play, that's like if you don't draw the big boys, then you could play the 6 cost, play a little bit more safe, and then EX into one of these if you get EX cards. So yeah, that's about it. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in. Keep on learning, keep on having fun, as we always do here. Subscribe for more good stuff. We'll get the other... I'm going to have a recording blast sesh, so we'll get some other color combinations here going for Godzilla. Some games with everything, both Godzilla vs. Godzilla and Naruto vs. Godzilla. And have a wonderful day. Alright? See you in another video. Peace.